What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and the GQP are taking their victory laps. They're going on right-wing propaganda media outlets, and they're gloating. And just to be clear, they have not actually passed or proposed any type of legislation that warrants a celebration. They're celebrating because, once again, they've blocked Democratic legislation. This time around, the legislation that they blocked is not partisan in nature. Voting is in the very fabric of our democracy. A free and fair election is at the very core of what makes up America. And as Americans, we take pride in the fact that we are the greatest democracy on the planet, or so we thought. You see, while we as Democrats want to expand voting, we want more people to vote, we want to make it easier and more accessible to vote, we want more people involved in electing our leaders, the Republicans have a different vision of democracy. When it comes to the Republicans, their definition of a fair and free election is one that only their voters have access to. They don't want increased voter access to communities of color or communities that are less well off. And why is that? What are they so afraid of? And for starters, Republican policies destroy communities with lesser means. They don't want to invest in those communities. They want those people to work for $5 an hour and be grateful for it. The Republicans don't want to invest in better schools for communities that are less well off. They want them to be grateful for what little they have. The arrogance that the Republican Party runs on is destroying our country, and they don't care because that is what their donors and lobbyists demand of them, and that's who they are loyal to.
Joe Biden's bad week with a slew of major defeats just days before the one-year anniversary of his inauguration. Among his failures, the filibuster survived, which killed election reform, SCOTUS blocking the administration's OSHA vaccine mandate, and inflation at a 39-year high of 7%. All the while, the president's approval rating plummeting to a record low of 33%. What does this mean for his presidency with 3 more years to go? Joining me right now is Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn. She sits on the Senate Judiciary and Armed Services Committees. Senator, it is good to see you this morning. Thanks very much for being here.
Yes.
What do you want to say as President Biden marks his 1 year in office this upcoming Thursday about the first year and the 3 years to come?
Well, Joe Biden is the first president in history to become a lame duck within the first year of his administration.
In this clip, Senator Blackburn is coming after President Biden with everything that she has. She's blaming everything and anything that you can think of on President Biden. Your kid got a D on his report card? Well, you can thank President Biden for that. Russia is doping its athletes to get ready for the upcoming Winter Olympics? You can thank President Biden for that. Or how about the warmongering nations that are at it again, gearing up for war? I guess we can blame President Biden for that too. Now, of course, the person she's speaking to, Judge Drunk Jeannie, doesn't have the brain power it takes to say, wait a minute there, Senator, how is it President Biden's fault? You see, folks, the Republicans don't care about the world's problems. They don't care about the cost of goods. They don't care about you or I. What they care about is power, plain and simple. The more power they have, the bigger the checks they get from big energy, big pharma, Wall Street, and of course the military-industrial conglomerates that make trillions when we are at war. When the Republicans are in control, America is less safe. Let me take that back. When the Republicans are in power, the world is less safe. President Biden ended America's longest war, 2 decades in Afghanistan with nothing to show for it. And before us, the Soviets did the same thing. They were at war in Afghanistan and they left with nothing to show for it. History repeats itself. And if the Republicans gain control, what do you think their first move is going to be? Think about that for a minute while you listen to them ramble on about what it is that they actually want. And I'm going to tell you, folks, it's not what we want. It's not what the country wants. It's not the future that we want for ourselves and our children. This fight ain't over, and there will be plenty more to see. So click subscribe right now because I have a lot more to say about this. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.